What's going on, world? What's going on? It's your main man, the author. Right back at that ass again. Here's another one. I just want to make this brief video, man. Looks like there's enough light in here. Trying to see if I want to turn the light on or not, but this might suffice, man. I'll see how it looks. If not, I'll make the other one a bit brighter. Let me go ahead and turn. I don't know. I might leave it like this. But just want to make this brief video, man. What's going on with y'all? I hope everybody's fine. Everybody's doing well. Just want to make this brief video about how black women for like many years. Yeah, man, that makes it lighter too. Black women for many years have been blaming black men for cheating and things of that nature. When they cheat more than us, man. They cheat a lot more than us, man. I see these Facebook posts and things of that nature, man. They cheat twice as much as us, sometimes 3 and 4 times. I think a lot of times, too, on average, when women accuse men of cheating, they're probably cheating themselves. But the best way for you not to find out what they're doing is by them to project onto you. So if I say, hey, everybody, look over there, and they look over there, they don't see what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like some back in the days in the 60s when a lot of white people was blaming black people for stealing. I mean, they some still do. But back then it was known, like, blacks, they would say racial stereotypes were on the forefront. They would say, oh, yeah, these people steal. They do all this. While the store was watching every black man or woman who walked in the store, right? As soon as that store clerk would turn his or her back, you have some white people just taking house and shit, taking jewelry, clothes left and right, because the attention is that way, right? So that allows me to do what I want to do. Same thing in relationships, man, where sometimes I know guys are like, well, why does she continuously try to accuse me of cheating when she's not? You got to watch shit like that, because a lot of times she's trying to cover up, man. I remember this one time there was this show, right? Now, I know this is TV, but still. Some of these reality shows, it wasn't so much a reality show. It was like the Steve Bilk show or something like that. But still, even if it was acting, look, this shit happens a lot, right? So the black female brought the black man on the show, right? Because she says that she believed that he was cheating, right? Brought him on the show, said why she thought he was cheating, late night calls, texts, blah, blah, blah. He's been distant, right? So Steve had the brother take a lie detector test, right? Brother said, I'm not cheating, man. I'm just out here working so me and her can have something, right? So she brought her 2 friends on the show with her as well, right? So they tested the brother. They gave the brother a lie detector test to find out if he was cheating, right? Brother passed the lie detector test. He never cheated on her, right? But Steve also said, well, earlier, man, we gave you a lie detector test as well and asked you, were you cheating? And you said no, and you failed. Right? She failed, that bitch, right? So, and then she tried to play stupid. What? I failed? I don't know why I failed. And then her 2 black friends walked out real softly, like they knew what was going on, but wasn't going to say nothing. And the brother just played it off like, well, you know what? We'll get through it. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm still going to be with her and support her. But she embarrassed that man, right? And that whole shit with her accusing him of cheating was just a smokescreen because she was cheating the whole time, right? Scandalous bitches. I'm telling you, man, and it's not just black females; it's females all around doing that shit, especially in the Western world, and even in other parts of the world as well. But again, when the white community has a cold, the black community has pneumonia. I've said this many times before, so it's happening twice as much in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Because most black women have to follow everything white women do, right? So some of them are cheating way more than men, bro. Way more. And they'll always accuse a man of cheating, make it seem like they're the ones, being the most loyal in a relationship. And then after every breakup, you'll hear them saying, oh, he was cheating on me. He was cheating on me. You can't always believe these chicks, man, because how many chicks that you've actually talked to that told you about their breakup actually admitted that they were the ones who were doing the guy wrong, that they were the ones who were actually doing dirt? Every female I've ever met, it was always the guy's fault, and she caught him cheating. I've never heard a female say, well, yeah, I fucked up. I cheated on him, blah, 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 so forth and etc. I've never heard that, and I've been with many women. I'm not going to say I'm like a movie star, but I mean, I've been with over 60, or between 60 and 65, over that number. And I've never had a female just say, yeah, look, I fucked up. And I had a few tell me that they were cheating and they didn't know who the baby, they didn't know who the father of the kid was, so they would just keep things. She was just gonna keep things like she had this guy paying for both kids, and she told me she had a one night stand with this one dude, and she thought she thinks he's the father, but she don't know what the fuck he is, so she just allows this dude to pay for both kids. Now she was one of the first females, and she was a light skinned chick, nice curly hair, pretty chick, freaky chick, but she was one of the only chicks that actually admitted that. You know what I'm saying? Most chicks will not admit that they were the ones who fucked up. They will always say that the guy cheated on them. When on a lot of cases, some of these females are being dumped. You know what I'm saying? Because they were caught cheating. Especially now more than ever. Females have always cheated. But they have to be discreet about it, because you got to remember back in the day, in the 1700s, and even before that, if a female got caught cheating, she can get, especially in the days before Christ, she can get stoned to death. And I mean, they keep hitting you with rocks until you die. That's a tough way to die. So they had to always hide. If they did have any infidelities, they had to hide that shit very, very well, because being a hoe back in the day had a major, you paid a major price. Now, more or less, more females, especially in the Western world, are encouraged to be hoes. But if that happened, this is a new phenomenon. The feminist shit that kicked in the 60s have allowed females to pretty much encourage females to be hoes. So now more or less you have more cheating and shit like that. But back in the day, I mean, like I said, if you got caught cheating, a female could get tortured. And through years of evolution, that part of their psyche still remains. As a human race, it's been like that for a long, long time. It's just been in the recent 40 or 50 years where females have had the freedom to take their bras off, and now they can run around like hoes. That's a new phenomenon. That was just completely unheard of years before. I mean, like you said, you always had whores, but those females who were whores were a small portion of the population. It was a generational thing where they were whores, but most women weren't, and women who weren't didn't try to dress like whores, or they didn't. There was a way to identify a whore, and most women, regular women, didn't even talk or look at whores, at real whores. You know what I'm saying? They were for rich men or whatever. So yeah, man. So that's my take on that, man. A lot of these females are just trying to have a smoke screen, just to divert the attention away from their own wrongdoings, man. I used to watch this show, Zane Chronicles. This black female used to write these books about females just being hoes, pretty much. Letting dudes run trains, all type of shit. I used to watch that shit on Cinemax, man. Used to be back in the day, because Cinemax, the nickname for Cinemax was Skinemax. When I was a kid, there was only one channel for Cinemax. That was 14 in Rochester, New York. And on Friday nights is when you had the dirty movies, right? So I was 11 and 12. I go ahead and watch the movies, get my little jack on, you know what I'm saying? But now you got but you only had back then, like in the late 80s, early 90s, you only had like one HBO, you only had one Cinemax, you only had one Showtime. You ain't even have Stars and Encore and all that shit. So, but now they got like 10 HBOs, they got HBO Zone, they got about 10 Cinemaxes, 10 Showtimes. Now they've created Stars, Black Stars, Encore. You got so many goddamn channels, it's insane, right? Never watch them all. So, and before, back in the day with Cinemax, when you saw when I watched the dirty movies, the only actresses on there doing the soft porn scenes were white females, right? But now they let black females on there too to do sex scenes. And they got Asians as well. And this Zane Chronicles, man, it's this series is based on this black female writer, and I think it's a real Zane that actually writes books about encouraging black females to be whores. But that series is a reflection of the real writer. And yeah, man, you ought to see some of the scenes I used to see on there, man. I mean, females just being loose, bro. This one dude, he was a rapper. He never cheated on his girl, and she was just fucking anybody and everybody. And he was expected to understand that she had a sickness. But every black man, if a black man were to fuck around like that, he's not examined as being, oh, he was just hurt back in the day. Any black man who sleeps around, he's a dog off the muscle. If you ask most black women, he's just a fucking dog. They don't care if a black man has been molested or blah, 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 XYZ. He sleeps around, he's just a fucking dog. But the black female who was sleeping around, they was telling dude he should understand. She's been hurt back in the day. All these fucking bullshit ass excuses. Right? I mean, disrespecting the man. Sleeping with other men in their bed. He actually walked in on her. And some of you guys probably have walked in on black females too cheating on you. So it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. But I just want to, touch on that situation, man, because I know, like I said, it just seems like, especially for the past years when I was younger, and Sally Jesse Raphael and those Phil Donahue shows, you used to always hear about black women talking about, oh, ain't no good black men out here. All they do is cheat and run around and try to be pimps and players and all this, and then none of them, and the biggest complaint they always had about black men, they will always say black men cheat. Like black women have never been promiscuous. Like black women have always been loyal to black men. Like black women wasn't sucking the slave master's dick back in the day willingly and having willing relationships with him and telling the slave master about revolts and shit like that on the plane. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bruh. Come on, man. Because Thomas Jefferson had a black wife. And granted, slave masters did rape black females, but some of those black females wanted to be with those white men, and they pledged loyalty to those white men. Because you got to understand, if Thomas Jefferson just has a black female, he's raping her, right? And she's against that. As soon as he goes to sleep, she will either try to escape or cut his throat and then try to escape, right? But I mean, and that some of that did happen, but and there were a lot of cases where black females pledged loyalty to those white slave masters, man. And I'm not saying it's not hardwired in some women to look up to power or idolize power, but still, man, where's the racial pride? Because so it's kind of like that lady on that show. I forget her name, man. Where she's it's a popular show where the lady, I think she's a politician or it's a president, and she pretty much she's a black female and she's just the president's hoe. And it's this brother that wanted to get with her, but she said that she wasn't attracted to the brother. Smooth looking brother too, man. I mean, no homo. He was a nice brother in a suit, all that, just smooth brother. And she was like, she wasn't attracted to him. She liked the president. President was white dude, married. And then the black dude told her, he said, the way he treating you, that's not love. And she looked at him. She couldn't say anything, but she looked at him with a look as if she was saying, I know, but I can't help it that I'm attracted to him. So in retrospect, the black female politician would rather be the white man's hoe than the black man's wife. That's what that scene was pretty much saying, man. That she'd rather be the white man's hoe than the black man's wife. And you got to take into account too. This is one of the few black females who will actually get to be the president's hoe. You know what I'm saying? They're part of that second and third and like fourth and fifth generation suburbanite female that I was talking about. If the white man in power, or if the white man does choose a black female to even to be his hoe, she will be of the upper tier. He's not going to pick, he's not going to pick a ghetto hood rat with fucked up credit. He's going to pick a fourth or fifth generation suburbanite who's probably pretty much supporting herself, just like that lady. You know, she was already a politician, but that was the president's hoe, the black female. And she knew that the white president was not going to leave his wife. But she still rather be the white president's hoe than the black man's wife. And that's just like the Thomas Jefferson's wife, man. And, and that's the thing. I mean, so black women have been on this road for quite some time, man, in terms of pledging loyalty to other groups. The few who do get picked by white men, that's a small minority group. So it's not like black females haven't been cheating since day one. And it's even worse now. Now I think they cheat more than men. I mean, that shit, like you ever seen like a lot of the black females in the summertime with the dresses? You could tell they ain't wearing no drawers. Like with the skirts and shit, you could tell they ain't wearing no drawers. Or you could just see all their legs, but you could tell they ain't got no panties on, like at all. And probably no bra either, just walking around loose. And some of the bigger they are, sometimes the shorter the skirt is, where they just ain't wearing no drawers at all, and people don't even want to see that. And some of them are huge. They're like 300 pounds, sometimes 290, and they go in these stores and banks and different places with the short skirts with no panties on. You know, just so somebody wanted to, if they met somebody in the street, if somebody wanted to bend it over, he could bend it over right there and just get it. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of situation. That's the type of shit they on. So a lot of brothers out here in marriages and